Hey everybody, it's Bust with Bust Builds Decks number 6, and today we're going to be playing Balatro. And so, continuing on with our games of Balatro, today we're going to be playing the black deck, and to me, this has been the toughest deck I've tried to get the victory with. I'm still crashing through the white stakes, trying to get our first one taken down with it, and it's a very tough round, right? So you get the +1 Joker slot, but you get the -1 hand every round, and so our early portions of the run are very weak, but as you get to the end of the run, you should be able to kind of steamroll it with that extra Joker slot. To me, it was kind of like in the days of Expedition, if you're wanting to build around Fiora or build around Lee Sin, right? You had these true build around champions where it was exceptionally tough to win the game if you didn't draw your champion. Having one copy of it made it hard to do, but after you won the third round, you had the full 3 copies of the champion, and just made things a little bit easier, right? Because you were more likely to draw your really high-powered build-around kind of card. So with that kind of in mind, that's what really strikes me is being the kind of tough pain point is running around with the black deck is you have to get the like jokers for it to be successful, right? If we'd only have 4 jokers, it doesn't matter. If we only have 5 jokers, it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually do anything until we try to get that 6th joker. But we also need to find like a deck theme to build around or something to do, and so just snatching up jokers doesn't really cut it. And so to me, this is tough, like having a -1 hand through the entirety of the deck is a true negative, but the positives that you get from these extra jokers are quite limited and when they can actually pop off. And so we'll see. You know, hopefully we can fight through this. You do have to kind of shoot for more early game, if you will, because losing out on that hand is tough, not only in the sense of generating points or generating chips to win the round, but also in terms of the money that you get, right? You get 1 gold for each hand that you have at the end of each round, and without that one hand, you know, over the course of 6 or 7 rounds, we've lost out on 6 or 7 gold potentially, and so that's very tough to kind of pull that off. But nonetheless, let's see what is turning up here. We can skip the blind after defeating the boss blind. You get 15 gold. It's not terrible. The second one is a rare tag. The shop has a rare joker. I feel like really high rolly with these kind of things. I don't typically like searching for the rare joker. A lot of them just don't seem very good, but that's an option. And then the boss round we'll be fighting is cards played previously this ante are debuffed. And so that does kind of tie into at least wanting to go for the rare joker, right? If we have the easy round and the small blind, we shouldn't have to play as many cards. So when we get to the boss, not as much stuff should be debuffed. And so I think that that's what we'll shoot for here. We'll play the opening round, see what we can do. We got a reasonable high card start, not building to flushes, but we have some straights. The problem with like a 9-8, like a 9 high straight, is it's not going to be enough to win the round, so we are going to have to play 10 cards to pop that off. I think I just want to discard everything and try to piece together like one big high card hand if we can. So let's discard all that nonsense. Now we got 2 pair of kings, 2 pair of jacks with a queen 10, can build up to a big straight maybe. Build up to a full house would be more ideal. Now we got the full house, we have the jacks full of queens, and I don't think it's worth rolling beyond that. Do we need to play the kings to get through this? I guess we could do the simple little math here, right? We got 90 points, right? 10 or 40 from where we start, 50 from the hand, that's 90. That'll get us up to 360. So it doesn't really matter which one we play. All right, we'll save the kings for the boss round, I guess. They're all worth 10. I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so we've made it through. Round 1 victory. You gotta take your victories where you can get them, you know. A little round 1 victory, not that bad. And let's see. Oh, this is a big build around right from the get-go, right? Playing this is the high-powered club one, right? There's a +4 multiplier and a +8 multiplier when cards played with the club suit give an 8 multiplier. Having this at the beginning is pretty big. I love seeing that turn up, so we can probably just build towards flushes right from the start. Now, I do want to skip this big blind, you know, just make it a little bit easier in the boss round. My concern, though, is if we see the rare joker pop up and we only have like the 5 gold from winning the round, we only have a total of 7 gold, we may not be able to purchase it. And so opportunities for bummers abound, but we'll see how this plays itself out. All right, and so reasonable start with the pair of aces. We can look to dig towards the big cards here. I don't want to just look for fours. I'd rather just find a big winning hand or kind of a club-centric hand. Maybe we do hang on to the 7 of clubs here. See if we can't just build towards a flush. Right, let's see how things start to turn out. The makings of an ace-high straight just need a jack. I think I still just really want to build towards the clubs. Like even playing like a 2-pair with the clubs is good. Like we talked about this in the last video, I think, to where playing like an ace-king 2-pair with an ace of clubs, king of clubs is typically enough to just fight through the round. So let's hang on to the 7. I'm going to get rid of this king and the queen and see if we can't build up to those, either the club flush or the ace-high 2-pair. Now with 10s full of aces, it should get us pretty close, right? We'll have a 12 multiplier. I have to imagine that that's enough with just the singular club. Yeah. it spiked as soon as the ace hit. Nice. All right, so yeah, we'll get 5 gold for the round, 2 gold for the hands that we have remaining. We should have 9 gold at the end of the day. Hopefully that's enough to buy the rare joker, and also hopefully the rare joker doesn't just suck. And so a lot of tough stuff that can come about. And so reasonable stuff here. The Sixth Sense I do not like. If the first hand of the round is a single 6, destroy it and create a spectral card. Like you realistically, as we're building towards the clubs, we have 3 cards that we want to destroy, right? We want to destroy the non-club 6s, and hitting the right spectral card is kind of tough to do. Like it is very good early, right? If you haven't found a build around card like the Joker at this point, you can maybe spike the thing that wipes your whole hand into 1 rank or wipes your whole hand into a single suit, and you can just kind of pop off from there. But there's just so much time that this just does literal nothing, and we're still kind of hurting for money at this point, right? We're definitely gonna buy the castle. The castle is quite strong, but it's gonna drop us back down to 3 gold, and we really need to start like ramping up some interest. And so it sucks to pass on the rare joker, but it is what it is. So running through the blinds now, hand size I don't care about, hand size don't care about, and then the first hand drawn face down for the boss round, it should be a reasonable set to just play through the whole way. So let's check the castle. Now, I do dislike cards like the castle. To me, this is a very kind of frustrating experience to where you have to come in and check if the card changes every round. And I don't like that they swap a lot. I think that that's fine. But the big thing that really gets me with the castle is that it just promotes us to just dick around, right? I don't like it to where the optimal play for us is to just sit around and fucking discard needlessly so that we can get these extra bonuses. It just kind of drags out the game to me. And so, it is a powerful card. I'm not the hugest fan of its design, but kind of is what it is. But we're looking to discard diamonds, pick all of those up, get rid of these hearts. We're just going to discard until we find clubs. But right, see, my thing with a card like Castle is just assume we hit like straight flush to ace. We could just go ahead and play it and be done with the round, right? But it would be like, oh man, I still need to discard this 5 of clubs so that I can get maximum value out of this thing. It's just an annoying adventure that we have to do here, right? If this was an ace of diamonds, we would have to discard it for the value. It doesn't flow as well as I would like these cards to. But reasonable start. Again, we got the full flush hand. We're looking good. Get the plus 12 chips off of the castle. That'll build up nicely over the course of the game. Very powerful scaling card to pick up this early. All right, $5 rolling in the big time. And so I would like to, just kind of fight towards the end. Right, we are picking up another actual 2 powerful jokers. Maybe we do just grab them both. If we have this blade face cards have a 1 and 2 chance to give $2 when scored, we can make some big stuff happen off of that. So I'm going to take both of these. We hit a flush build around, and we hit an economy card. We are so heavily incentivized to just dick around that's annoying to me. But we'll see what we can do. Here, we should probably go ahead and discard the 6 of clubs. I definitely want to build with the club flush, but we need to find the higher value cards. We need to try and find face cards, right? We didn't have any face cards turn up. Kind of sucks. I worry if we discard the 6 of clubs and then don't find a club on the next hand that we're really going to struggle. And so, I mean, I guess there is some argument there, right? See how we're short of the flush? I'm curious on this previous hand if we shouldn't have just done this, right? To where we're going to play this as kind of a discard. You know, we're coin flipping on the money here, so it's technically break even against the hands, I guess, right? Because we get a 50-50 to get 2 gold. And so that's essentially the same as just getting the 1 gold for not playing a hand. We need 2 face cards to get a little bit more value out of it, but... Right, this is one of these spots too. This is what I just don't like about this stuff, right? So we have this king. We're really incentivized to play the king. Well, I guess it's even, but you can see where I'm going with that. There's places in here to where the best optimal strategy is to just fuck around and grind, and I don't want to do that. It's such a pain point, like seeing the opportunity there and having to pass on it. So is what it is. It's the life we live. All right, maybe we'll get a point of interest this game. Where are we at here? Earn $3 for each discarded 2. The rank changes every round. Let's just take this so we can take the full-on bitch for the entirety of this run. I hope you all are in for a ride here. If we get the victory, it's gonna be like the next leap year before this actually happens, and so all right, well, we hit something in that. Let's just keep discarding this stuff we can't see. What does this? Earn 3 for every discarded 2. We're just gonna try and build up to this flush. We could have tried to finagle this and see if we actually had any clubs within our hand. There was a chance that we did there, but is what it is. All right, we're out of discards. We hit our flush. Let's get it down. Move on to the next round. Easy peasy. Took us to the 3rd card to get the victory, though. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to be a little bit more careful, just not assuming that the singular flush wins the round. But I like where we're at. We have a nice little economy package here to kind of recover from that early game rounds of not having anything. And I think we're off to a pretty strong start. We still have another Joker slot here as well. And so I like Death. Select 2 cards, convert the left card to the right card. It's not that strong at the moment right now because we don't have a ton of really high-valued cards in our deck. But it can be useful in the middle of combat to ensure that we get that flush. Like if we have a 4-card flush, we can just ensure that we get it. Upgrading like a king or a queen or a jack isn't horrible right now, and so it's reasonable stuff. But alrighty, I'm interested in this. Getting the holographic Joker on the next shop sounds okay. Adding vouchers to the shop I'm not a super huge fan of, and then we do have a challenging round upcoming with the extra large blind. I think we'll be okay. We haven't had any real struggles defeating the blinds up to this point off of our singular flush, and so even if we have to like play a flush and then 2 other cards, it's not that bad. So here our money comes from aces, our discards come from clubs. I guess we're not going to be discarding too many clubs this game, or this round. Alright, I'm just going to do our... Alright, still no flush. Make the discards. Alright, there it is. We win. I just feel like that's the way it has to be, right? We're out of discards. I had to stop and check if we could hit the... God, so much micromanagement. It's not what I want to do. Good. Check and see if we can hit the right discards to get the extra gold and stuff. All right. Easy peasy. So I'd say, I mean, we have a very strong start. We're going to be good to go throughout the early game here. I think the things to just kind of call out is we're going to look for something to scale, right? We want a, like we have the scaling chips, but we don't have any scaling multiplier at this point. I think that's all we really need to have a high-powered deck, and then we should be good to go. And so Good stuff there. And so with this very strong Joker and the 50 chips if the hand contains a pair, the thing to call out with this is you don't have to play a pair. It's if the hand contains a pair. And so as we get to keep upgrading our deck, imagine that we use the death card to turn something in our hand to a king. And so we play a flush that has two kings in it. That counts as a pair, right? So you get the bonus off of this even though you played the flush set. And so it builds, very powerfully into this stuff that we're trying to do. Since you just kind of, as you look to edit your deck and increase the strength and have higher value cards within it, things just kind of fall to where you accidentally have pairs. All right, though. So we need to discard fours and discard clubs. I mean, I don't even know I don't even know why I bother looking at it, right? As far as our hand goes at this point, we're just going to discard stuff until we have all clubs in it. Get a little bit of money along the way, though. So where are we at? We have the flush as is. I guess we can hold on to that discard, right? We're not gonna increase our chips. We're not gonna increase our dollars. We'll just play the flush and move on to the next round. Ugh, so much micromanagement. You want to hear old man Bust bitch about some stuff? Is that what you signed up for today? Oh man, we didn't even win the hand. Okay, well we have it's a reasonable fallback hand with this ace high straight. We have 3 face cards in it to potentially get some extra money out of. So I guess it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to try and figure out if we can play a pair and then play a flush just to try and spike that extra money. That's probably realistically the thing you have to do if you're at like the very top level of the game, right? The Ascension 20, whatever it's called in this thing. But I don't find that much enjoyment out of going after those. Like, I don't know where I maxed out on Slay the Spire. Let's see, what do these have? Every played card permanently gains 4 chips when scored. Oh, every played card just makes everything. That's just another scaling chip kind of thing. Sure, let's go for it. I'll come back to Slay the Spire in a moment. So we're going to hang on to the Joker, hang on to that. I think we just want to get rid of this flush thing. We're running out of Joker space. we have the big Joker build around, but we're still running out of Joker space. Let's start buying up some of these other packs. What we got? Convert to clubs. That's what we're trying to do, right? It's the biggest one here. But no, like with Slay the Spire, I feel like the max I got was like Ascension 16 or 17, and then my lowest ranked one was like Ascension 14 or 15. But it gets to the point to where it stops being fun and starts being a job, to where you have to really like micromanage every little like piece of your run, and it just wasn't super fun for me. And so I assume that this game will get into kind of the same space, as to where you play it and then it's only fun to a degree, and so you stop playing it. Right? There's a sweet spot as to where you don't want to win every single round, and you do want to be challenged a little bit, but you don't want it to be work. And so it's tough to get that little bit of a sweet spot. All right, not a bad hand. Do we want to go ahead and I'm curious with this hand if we're more interested in aces or if we're more interested in the queen, because the queen's a face card, right? The ace is a little bit higher value, but the queen gives us the money. I mean, we will be discarding the money thing at some point, right? So I think we'll just go ahead and upgrade this 4 to an ace. Play our big hand and call it a day. It's tough to get that balance though, right? It's like weird, like when you're playing competitive card games or whatnot, Runeterra or Magic or Pokemon, what have you. It sucks to be in the space to where you're just like face smashing somebody, right? You show up to the pre-release to have fun, and it's somebody's like first tournament. Like you're just, it's not particularly fun for anybody, in the sense that they probably don't know how outmatched they are, but you know that you're just like very rarely gonna lose, and just having that aspect to it doesn't promote a lot of feel good feels, and so it has to be the right amount of difficult to be interesting. All right, fight on through here. What do we got? We got any flushes within the list? Here's a straight flush. Should ideally be getting built up to some straight flushes. As far as the planets go, it'd ideally just be fighting towards like flush and straight flush, but then also look to I kind of like leveling up high card in that space. So if we just have to play a card as a discard, then we have a little bit of bonus value coming out of it. But same deal here. We'll find the flush. We'll discard everything until we have it. We'll play the most expensive cards we can. Just keep scaling on up. Get all these extra chips out of our face cards now. Feels good. I think we're gonna be right on track to find the big boys in this run. Find that Ante 8. The other thing I wanted to call out, should be March the 1st for you all. I hope you had a reasonable leap year, a reasonable leap day, whatever the appropriate name for it is. If you work with computers, I hope your spreadsheet didn't break or anything. That program somebody wrote didn't incorporate leap year. All your Excel formulas are broken. The stuff you would have to explain, like even going back to say, like, what is this, like 2024? Going back 100 years to 1924 and trying to explain leap years breaking your computer programs, and so your work just gets completely fucked. Like, what the fuck's a computer? Wild how the times change. What the fuck is a computer? Right, fight along with this same strategy. We're doing the strategy good. Just pay absolutely no attention. Discard everything that isn't a club, and then hope that your hope that your singular club flush is enough to finish the round. So far, it hasn't failed us. It's going to at some point, right? I still like how we're scaling. We're scaling with the castle. We're scaling with the hiker. We just need that multiplier scale, right? We can eventually sell the business card and the mail-in rebate, these economy type cards. We can sell those for some kind of hand power increaser. whatever hand, I guess hand buff is easier to say than a hand power increaser, but see when we get there. All right, high powered cards appear more awesome and often. I think that'll work. Continue buying up these packs. The Arcana packs are the ones that we really want, I think. Getting the death like we played earlier that lets you swap cards. Getting the thing that lets you make a bunch of clubs. Just a bunch of good choices in there. And so I chose the 2 random tarot cards. We got Enhance to Gold card and Convert to Clubs. Not bad. We'll open up the second Arcana pack, see if we can't get some more usage out here. Convert to Hearts. Lucky card's fine. Destroy 2 cards is good. Create a random joker, don't want that. So let's destroy these 2. We're just trying to play high cards here in this, and then we can go ahead and drop the moon if we want to convert things to clubs. It's like, as our deck gets better, you really want to kind of maximize your opportunity to use it when you actually get to see all 3, but like using it in the middle of combat can be pretty important in a boss round. And so I think we'll just hang on to the gold card and the moon at this point. We'll just turn something into a lucky card. All right, Ace of Clubs. You've been chosen. All right, next round. What do we got? Gives 1 gold per unused discard this run. No, we're just using every single discard literally every single time. That is like the worst start that we could have. But all right, get a little gold, get a little upgrade. Got cards in here that aren't clubs. How do these work? Lucky card is one where you play it. I had to stop and check and see if any of these were the ones to where if you hold it in your hand at the end of the round, right? So if we want to say gold card this 2 of clubs, can't we use it on that? Oh, we got too many cards highlighted. Let's go ahead and do that. We have enough clubs to play clubs without without using that 2. This should be okay. Like, again, like I think we're good to win the round here, but at least the bonus to having the moon now is assuming that like we don't hit 11k. We're kind of struggling, right? Given our strategy of just discarding everything except clubs. As we like redraw, we don't have any discards. We may not have anything appropriately turn up. Like this just happened, right? And so we do still have the discard, so it shouldn't be too bad. But it's nice having that little bit of safety net to where we can just make some clubs if we need them. Big old straight flush. There's a point total coming at us. Easy. Only needed the one hand. Got the $50. Give me something good. I want to spend that money. Oh, right. Enhance something to glass card. This is like our only opportunity to get a scaling multiplier at this point. I'm kind of interested. And then what's this? +1 multiplier per consecutive hand without... like I don't like this one. Without scoring a face card. This one's fine. There's one that gives you a bonus multiplier for not playing your highest, most commonly played hand. And that's one I'm not a super fan of. But let's kick off with these Arcana packs first, and then we'll circle back and buy the glass pack. So turn something steel, multiplier, or create random 2. Let's just pick up the multiplier. Getting there. We're getting there. What do we got? Increase the rank, lucky card, or a bunch of sell value. Don't have a great hand for this stuff. Alright, well, we'll just enhance our 2 highest clubs, I guess. We are to the point to where, like, rerolls don't seem unreasonable. I guess we can at least reroll 1. My worry here is, like, we didn't spend any of our cards in the middle there, right? So now we just re-rolled into these 2 cards and can't necessarily use them. Now we did hit 1 that we could immediately use, right? And just got a shitload of money, but I think that was a better... That was just kind of luck and not good strategy. Here, the odds don't want, straights don't want. We'll just skip this and go to the next round. What do we got here? Mega Arcana pack. Sounds good. Stone cards don't want. Bonus chips are good. Joker bonus is fine. Steel card. I definitely think we want the steel card. It's like the only scaling we have at this point. I'm going to go ahead and just spend the clubs. You know, that's probably not peak strategy, but I see three fairly high value cards in hand. Let's just go ahead and do it. And 2 cards to bonus cards. Sure. Very high level strategy. So no repeat hand types this round. That one's kind of scary. Now, I think you can still do like flush and straight flush and be okay, but that one does give me a little bit of concern. We'll just assume our flush is good enough, right? just YOLO away all of these discards. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. Man, we only have 5 clubs. I was really hoping to get the multiplier off of the 5. Do we ever want to just play the 3 of a kind? We do lose a club this way, but if we only get 1 shot to play a hand, maybe this is all right. Hanging on to that 5 of clubs just feels pretty important. Now we have the clubs. Well, we get to keep the steel card. I'm fine with giving up on the 3 gold from the other one. We're rolling in the cash. It's not a big deal. Uh-oh. Have we won the round? I just keep looking for the fireballs and it hasn't turned up yet. Alright, we're good. And so we can't get a... This is that kind of spot where it's like, I think you probably just want to play a high card ace, right? It does count towards the clubs in terms of giving us a lot of these extra bonuses, but this is the kind of space where I was like, I like upgrading our flush options and upgrading straight flush, but then after that, I kind of want to upgrade high card because we run into spots like this. The other thing to watch is don't play the sixes. The sixes won't let us score our clubs here, and so the ace is all I think we want. Hopefully we didn't push too hard on this. All right, we look safe. There's like 900 chips over there already. Oof. A little closer than I would have liked it to have been, but we made it through the round. We had a good tarot card in hand we didn't use either. We should have used that on our flush round to feel a little bit safer. So what is this? If the poker hand is a straight flush, create a spectral card. Not super interested. Played face cards give +4 multiplier. We already have the good like multiplier thing in the Onyx Agate, and so we'll pass over that. Foil and polychrome cards appear often, sure. Take that voucher. What else? Celestial pack. Right, so we want flush, straight flush, high card. That's how I kind of look at these things. Here's flush, our bread and butter hand for the round. Only level 3, man. Feels like we've already used like 5 of these things. Guess it's not the case. All right, we'll take 2 pair. There was no high card. I do kind of like 2 pair as a that strategy we talked about a little bit earlier, as to where you play an ace of clubs and an ace, a king of clubs and a king, and then that is what counts for your turn. What the fuck is this stuff? Glass and polychrome. Oh, that's a lot. None of these are clubs, which is a bit of a bummer. All right, I guess we'll skip. So much shiny. So worthless. On to the next one. All right, so what do we got? Arcanas, right? Double Mega Arcana. I'm okay with that. The Spectral packs I don't really want, and then start with 0 discards. He's trying to counter all of our strategies out here, huh? And so, I mean, I guess we'll at least play 1 round and then see what happens. Trying to think in terms of if we want to start replacing out these jokers. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it probably is about time to get rid of them if we can. So, convert to clubs sounds good. Create a joker, don't care. Lucky card's fine. Create 2 tarots, don't really want. And then the steel card is good as well. Get that bonus multiplier of the things that's in hand. And so let's go ahead and make more clubs. Get 2 kings out of it. That's not bad. Not bad. And then we'll, I don't know, I guess we'll upgrade one of these 6s. All right, so what do we got? Get that. Those aren't clubs. I know. Those aren't clubs. What do we got here? Not clubs. Discard. All right. That looks like a reasonable one. Uh-oh, Pepper wants to hang out. Oh. Here we go. We got the big help out here now. That's all we need. Pepper wanted to see them big scores roll up. It says upgrade to clubs, get the big bonuses. Oof. Oh man, not even near 30. Oh, that's scary. That's scary. Coming into the round with no discards. Well, we can still upgrade our stuff a bit. There's another flush. It's like I guess I should stop and check at some point. It looks like there's a straight flush in here as well, but I know the steel card and the gold card give us bonuses, and so that's the way I kind of tried to set this up. We'll try and score off of the big cards and then put the bonuses on the small cards. So if we have to discard, or, you know, these things, it's not as big of a deal. All right. Good points, though. Dumb cats. All right. So much money. Let's see if we can't get good upgrades now. So what is this? Earn $5 if poker hand is a straight, changes every payout. It is holographic, which is nice for the +10 multiplier. Like, this is about time, right? We need to get rid of these money makers, and so that's what I kind of want to look towards here. Let's at least open up these Arcana packs first, see if we, I don't know, get see if we get the one that doubles our gold or anything crazy, and then otherwise we can pop off from there. Yeah, you can get, what is this, 15 gold from jokers? That's not even that much. I saw increased rank of something. God, these cards all suck. Jesus. Like we have one club in here. I guess we'll put the big multiplier onto the club, because that's like the only one we actually want. But man, all of these other things just non-clubs. It's wild. What we got now? Increase rank, convert to clubs. Yeah, everything we wanted on the previous round turned up. And so, did we hit? Yeah, we've got 3 non-clubs in here. That seems like a reasonable one to me. Seems better than upgrading the rank by 2, right? Converting the queens into kings doesn't seem as useful. Then these jokers in hand we don't want. Got to start finding the good ones now. Was that full house? I guess we didn't really need full house, but I envision we're going to spend like 30 gold this round. Gains 3, just does nothing. Come on. All right, our last one. What do you got here? That made a big noise. Plus 2 chips for each remaining card and deck with a 10 multiplier. It's okay. I think that's probably a reasonable one to start adding into the hand. It's like I'm not super amped about it, right? But we got to get the points. We're playing those previous rounds and not getting enough points to win in one hand, and so we got to come in and do something about that. All right, so not excited about this. We don't have anything that lets us play a flush, and so this is the kind of space to where we can just get smashed. Got to remember we have the glass card in hand, so if we do manage to piece together a flush here, we can hopefully go a little bit bigger with it. Getting 10% of the way there without a flush is kind of okay, I guess, but I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. And we don't have any other like really compelling hands here. I think that we have to just drop it. And oh, how much? Yeah, this should matter, right? Pushing the glass card out to the right, we should be generating multiplier off everything to the left of it. Okay, hopefully this is enough. Right, see, now we get all of this multiplier for these clubs to the left, and then when we get the X2, we're just gonna get a giant multiplier out of here. It's making noises like it's a lot. We barely got there. Barely got there. Okay. I don't know. It felt like that was very easily a losable round. What's this? Add a stone card to the deck when the blind is selected. I don't really want that. The double bonus cards is good. Reroll the boss blind. We already have the reroll the boss blind once. I don't think we need to get the unlimited times one. Alright, Arcana pack. Double that money. It's probably the only reasonable one here. And adding gold cards we don't care about. Rolling the dice with the Wheel of Fortune's not that special. I was curious, we maybe should have done the standard pack first. If we get like a big card we want to copy or something, that's kind of neat. But man, another pretty crappy set. Like I don't want to just be adding in these like no bonus jacks. It is a club, which is not nothing, I guess. It gets us up to 25 clubs, so our deck is just over 50% clubs. But just like not having any bonuses really sucks. All right, whatever. You're in. It doesn't feel like a positive play. All right, bonus for pair, don't want. When the blind's selected, do something, don't care. This will be the last reroll for the round. 80 chips if a flush. We already got rid of that one. I mean, I guess we could take it just to replace business card, because I'm pretty done with business card. What's this one? Add 1 gold of sell value to every joker. I don't care about that. Okay. I think I'm convinced, right? I felt like we were pretty close to losing that last round. We can just be kind of done with economy at this point. So what do we got? Arcana pack, I like it. Just gold, whatever. And then the final one, all heart cards are debuffed, so at least the boss of the round isn't really a boss. Nobody cares about their heart cards. Oh, we got lucky card, wild card, steel card, convert to clubs. Gotta keep converting, right? I think we get to pick 2 out of this, though. So definitely want to go for the club one. What's left after that? I don't really care about the money. Lucky card's too random. All right, another steal. That's like the only way that we have to get these X-based multipliers, right? We have pretty good plus multiplier, but we don't have much X multiplier. But I'm ready to get right back to it. Don't even think about it. Don't even look. Just discard everything that isn't a club. And see where it gets us. I feel like this is probably close to enough. We'll get the X3 out of hand. I wonder, like, since we do have, what is it, the hiker, that gives a bonus for every card that we play, if we should really just be looking to play, like, every single round and skip no blinds. Just another one of those just, like, grind it out for no reason kind of things. It's a real bummer. I wish that there was a way to, you know, you could just collect on the bonus without having to finish the round. So it was like for each card played, or, you know, I guess it's a lot of text. You know, if you finish a round with so many hearts or whatever, or finish a round with so many hands, you get some kind of bonus. Like, yeah. All right, what do we got? Boss thing, I don't care. Upgrading flush, most definitely want. All cards are considered face cards. I don't think we have any bonuses for it. Like, we could, the value we get out of the crafty joker should just be better than this thing. Cards in deck. Forgot that we still had this thing. This guy that gives you the 50 chips if your hand contains a pair. What we got? There's a couple clubs. So what's this one? Bonus chips on the king or re-trigger on the 6. Let's take the king. We don't have any combos for the re-trigger, right? We don't have anything that says do X for a face, do X for a small card, or do X for an even card. We don't have any of that stuff. Snatch up the high card out of these. There are no flushes or straight flushes. Oh, we got another. I don't know why we have the planet in hand. Definitely want to play it though. All right, next round. Oof. What you got for us, boss? Man, we're stacked up with the clubs so early now. It's probably about the time to just go ahead and drop it in. At least give us a chance to generate more stuff to discard. We don't need to find like a real perfect hand here or anything. I don't think we have to just be digging for multipliers. Right, we're not going to get the 70k off of this one hand, but I think I would rather, you know, generate more opportunities to build up to the hand we need. All right, that should be enough though. Coming into that final ante round. Whew. I'm ready to be finished with this set. It feels like I don't know how many times I've played against this in my downtime, but my win rate against this one has to be like sub 10%. It is so low. All right, the final battle's coming up. Permanently gain 1 discard. I like it. That's a good voucher. What else we got here? Spend all this money. Don't need any scaling chip cards. Straight flush we can use. Maybe we'll pay attention at some point and see if we can play a straight flush. Maybe it'll come to us. All right, the Arcana pack. Convert to diamonds. Don't want. Wheel of Fortune's a nice fallback, I guess. But see, this is interesting with the glass card. It feels like getting the 2 diamonds out of our deck is good, but this is, again, like kind of the only way we have to get the X scaling. And so let's load it up on that ace. Right, I mean, we might just realistically skip to the boss on the next round. We got, here's a straight flush. All right, let's see what's up. So the skip line +3 hand size. The next one, cards are free. And then the boss, one random joker disabled every hand. That's kind of scary, but I think we can just skip to the boss and do good here. Getting that +3 cards in hand feels like a fairly strong thing to be taking into this. If we're getting a lot of our value out of the steel cards, to where it's just the guys are hanging out in the back line, I could see that being useful. Crafty Joker. This was a plus hand kind of thing, I believe. I don't even remember. I don't even know what our cards do. But right, as we're wanting to say, like, have this 8 of clubs just hang out in our hand, I feel like it gives us a lot of opportunity. All right, well, we'll play the full house flush. It's not quite close enough, I don't think, to try and find a straight flush. Although it does kind of like nuke our chances of finding one for the next hand. Okay, remember, we got those bonus cards thing in hand as well. I forgot about it. $40K. All right, we're doing reasonable stuff. Discard these 5 red cards. What we got? 9865. Not quite there. We get to hang on to these 3 steel cards though. I feel like that's going to be enough. So we'll move the glass joker to the right. I forgot, we should have played the bonus thing, whatever. I don't think it's going to matter. I think we're going to get like 100K on this hand by itself. Well, it was a little sloppy. There it is. We did it. We beat the round. We got the job done. GG, well played. Good job, everyone. And so, yeah, that's, I feel like we at least got to talk about playing through the black deck a lot in terms of the start and what to expect with it. With this hand, we got like really lucky in terms of starting off with the Onyx Joker to the left that gives you the +8 multiplier for the clubs. It's just such a both powerful card, right? That's a very good build around kind of card that just works well late in the game, right? Having a Joker that gives you essentially +40 multiplier flat is good. It's even good on round 8. And so getting that right from the start and just being like, okay, we're building to clubs the entire game is a pretty nice bonus. But, a lot of that early game that we ran into with this does kind of showcase the problem you can have if you don't spike like that, to where we're like, well, fuck, we need to build up to jokers because that's what our thing is. That's what our advantage lies. But it's hard to get money built up since you're both losing money by having -1 hand and you're losing money by spending money on jokers and not being able to generate a bunch of interest. And so I feel like we rolled, kind of high in the earlier portion of this, hitting a lot of really kind of cohesive flush-based cards. But you can most certainly run into a lot of issues with this, where it's like you run into the first round and the Joker is bad, and then you go into the next round and the Joker is like very, very mid, right? You get a +4 if you play an ace or something, and it's like if you don't spike some kind of build-around capability and really decide on what you're going to do, this is a very punishing deck to be playing through, because it realistically didn't start to pay off until maybe like round 4 or round 5. It's probably round 5 when we actually got our 6th Joker. But the thing with us having the 6th Joker at that point is, like, realistically, how much did we even need them at that point, right? We got to the point to where we had the 2 economy Jokers that we were just kind of ready to throw away. We were just kind of spending money and not paying attention on what we bought, and we was like, oh, just take an Arcana pack every time and maybe make more clubs. And so, like, did we really get an advantage out of having 6 Jokers? I mean, sure, we got bonus money, but did that bonus money really count towards, or solidifying our win in this run? And probably not. So it's a tough one. This is the most challenging one I think that we have in our kit at the moment. Nonetheless, good set of games. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that's going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. I had a good time watching. This is Busted Me. Thank you for being here.